Me. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 24 of Black Ops 3 Mod Tools. Now, in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a tunnel. Now, just in case you guys don't know what I mean, let me open up Radiant. And here's the tunnel that I made. As you can see, I made a nice little arch for it. I'm also going to be showing you guys how to make arches. And here is a tunnel with some water dripping through. And let's get on into it. All right, so first things first, let me show you guys how to make an arch door frame, just in case you want to spice it up, make it look nice. All right, so I'm gonna basically, let's make another room over here. So I'm drag out a box. Let me go from the top view. All right, I guess that size is pretty cool. Okay, now let me go over to select, CSG. Let me go to hollow. All right, now I made a room for me, and it's over here. Let me go over here. Now here is my room. Now, okay. So let me go into full light mode so you guys can get a good look. Okay, now I'm gonna make a doorway. So now there's two ways of doing this to make a hole in the wall. In case you guys didn't know, press X and you can do the cut tool. Press X with a brush selected, the wall that you want to cut, and press X, left click, put a dot, and put another dot in a straight line. It'll pop up with a pink little strip. Hold Shift, press Enter, and do it again over here. Put one dot there, one dot over here, wherever you want. As long as it's in a straight line, hold Shift, press Enter. There we go. Now I already made a hole. Let me bump it up. Now there's another way of doing this. Select the brush where you want to put another hole and hit escape. Drag out a brush. It'll put it right on that wall that you selected. And you can go over to selection, CSG, and subtract. And then if you hit backspace, you made a hole. All right, so that's just two ways of doing it. You put that back the way it was. All right, so this is our hole. Now let's say if I wanted to put an arch door frame in there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go from a top view. This is our doorway right over here. I'm gonna drag out a square. Now the square, if you're gonna make an arch door frame, you want to make it that the edges are popping out, so you can basically, like any other regular door frame. So I'm gonna put that square right there. Gonna make it half the size. There we go. Now let me look for a texture for this real quick. Yeah, I'll give it this texture. All right. So this, we're gonna turn it into, well, we're gonna leave it selected, and we're gonna go over to patch. We're gonna go to primitives, and we're gonna go to square cylinder. Now what this is gonna do, it's gonna turn it into a cylinder, and it's gonna give it verts that we can manipulate. So click on that. There we go. And if you look at it, right now it's a cylinder. And the reason it's looking like that is because we have to invert it. It's only showing us the inside of the faces, really. See? Actually, I have to rotate this one. All right, so let me go to invert, go to patch, go to invert, or else you can hit Control I and it'll invert it for you. So Control I, there we go. Now it's inverted. All right, so let's see. Let me rotate this bad boy. Is that in the right position? Control I, let me see. No, I gotta do it again. It's from this angle. Press R. There we go. All right, now it's the way it's supposed to look. All right, so let me select it, hit Surface Inspector, hit Natural, there we go. All right, and as you can see, the inside is hollow. So now Let me go from a front view. There we go. Now I'm gonna select it and I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna put it on top. And I'm gonna drop it down just a little bit. That's perfect. Now I'm gonna press V on the keyboard that stands for verts. Select that, and as you can see, it popped up with verts. Now I'm gonna press 3 on the keyboard because it's 2 boxes big. So I'm gonna select this vert and I'm gonna drag it over to the middle. There we go. Select this one, drag that over, select this one, and drag it over. And as you can see, it's already starting to look like an arch. Now we have to move these verts over so it'll look perfect. So select that one, drag it up to the end of the box, press 2 so you can get it. There you go. Select this one. Let me go back to 3. Now you want to put it at the points of the boxes. So let me go to 2 so I can move it up 1. There you go. And let me grab this one. And there you go. Now let me go back to 4. Well, 3. There you go. Now it looks perfect. And here we go. Now we already have half an arch. So we're going to select both these pieces. Hit spacebar, hold shift, press D, rotate it. And we're going to move it over. There we go. Now select all the pieces. Oh, actually this one isn't lined up, right? There you go. Now select all the pieces. Go to Surface Inspector, go to Natural, and bow. Now we have an arch door frame. And as you can see, we bulked it out a little bit, so you're seeing a little piece of it on the outer side. All right, so let's cover this up, this top part over here. Now, the way we're going to do that is we're going to use a curve patch. So we're going to drag out a brush. There we go. Now, as you can see, it's right where the first piece we made, and this is the second piece that got curved. So it's starting right there and at the end of the wall. So let me make sure it's not bulking out. There we go. It's the length of the wall. All right, so we're going to go over to patch, curve, and simple curve patch. Click on that. Actually, no, we're going to make it a terrain because this is too much. It should be on 2 and 2. So we're going to go to patch, terrain, simple terrain patch. And we're going to leave it on 2 and 2. Hit OK. There we go. Now it turned it into a terrain patch. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hit V on the keyboard. It's going to bring up the verts. As you can see, there's a vert on each side. Now this is an easy way. You know, there's many different ways you can cover up these pieces, but I'm going to show you a quick one. So I'm going to select this one, these 2 verts on the bottom. With both of them being selected, hold Control and Shift and press A. It's going to add another vert. So hold Control and Shift. Well, select these 2 verts now. Hold Control and Shift, press A, put another line of verts in the center of that one. Select these 2, hold Control and Shift, press A, and then now we can start moving these verts up and it'll reveal the arch. So let me go over to 4 on the keyboard, which is grid 8. I'm gonna select this one, hold Alt, move it up. There we go. Now this piece is still showing over here, so we're gonna add another line of verts over here. But we could do that later. Let me do this one. There we go. Grab this one, move it up. There we go. And as you can see, we have to cover up these 2 parts because they're still showing. See that right there? So I'm gonna select these 2 verts, hold Control and Shift, press A, bow. It did another, give us another vert that we can work with. And I'm gonna select these 2 over here. So select that one. Actually, let me. Oh, it's over here. There you go. Control and Shift, press A, bow, give us another one. Now select this one and bump it up. Grab this one, hold Alt, and move it up. Now, as you can see, it's perfect. Now, we're going to select this piece that we just made. And it's right here. So I'm going to move it up to the front. Click right on it. fact, let me use the arrow. Ooh, let me shrink down the grid. That's why it's not putting it in the right spot. There we go. And now that it's in the right position, hold Control and Shift. Let's select all these pieces. Let's go to Textures, and let's give it that texture. And bow. There you have it. Now we have an arch door frame, and we covered it up. All right, now let's make a little tunnel. And if you want to cover up the other side also, just select it and copy it. His space bar. Hold Shift, press D, and then move it into position. Move that over. There you go. Yeah. So now you have it on both sides. And that's how you make an arch door frame. It's that simple, people. All right, so let's make a little tunnel. Now, this is a cool way of doing it. So we're gonna drag out a box. It's gonna be the size of one of these big boxes. Right now, I'm on grid 8, which is number 4. If you don't know which one that is, it's this one. Grid 8, number 4. Make sure you're on that. And make it the size of one of these big boxes. Let me bring it up here so you guys can see. Now, we're also gonna make another, we're gonna go to patch, just like we did before. Go to primitives. And we're gonna go back to square cylinder. Click on that. And as you can see, it turned it into a square cylinder. Where is it? Here it is. It's hard to see because it's inverted. It's only showing us the outside pieces. All right. So let me bring it down right there. Let me get inside that room. And let me make sure it's right where we're at. Now, it's only showing the outside, so we have to invert it. Hold Control and press I with it being selected. And bow. Now it's showing us the inside. Let's stretch it out. There it is. Let's bump it up. Basically stretch this out as much as you like. I'm going to go 4 boxes out. Now, as you can see, there's our square cylinder. So I'm going to go from a front view. I'm going to hit V on the keyboard for verts, just like we did before. Grab this vert right in the middle. Hold Alt and bring it up until it starts getting smooth, or at least it starts covering up that part that we made with the arch door frame. Let me bump out a little bit. Keep going up. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so now we have a little tunnel. Now let me select the bottom vert and bump it down. Yeah, to about, I say right there is good. Hit escape. All right, so there's a little tunnel. Now let's say if you want to make this a really long tunnel, or at least you want a tunnel system. Select this, go from the top view, hit spacebar, copy it, and bring it over. There you go. Now it's a lot longer. Now let's say if we want to curve it over this way or this way. Now we're going to hit V on the keyboard from a top view. You're going to grab this vert, and you're going to bring it over. Hold Alt to do this. Grab this one, put it there. Now remember, this is 2 boxes long. So we're going 1 dot here, 1 dot there, 1 dot there, 2 boxes long on each line. And we're going to grab these verts, bring it up to there. Grab this vert, bring it to that end right there. And grab this one and bring it to this one right here. So as you can see, if you hit escape, now we have a cool tunnel system. Look at that. Now let's select the tunnel. Let's go over the surface inspector and let's do this as a cock texture for now. Hold Control and Shift, press C, give it a cock texture. Let me go to natural. There you go. Now it's looking a lot better. There we go. That's our nice little tunnel system. And we can actually keep going, but you don't have to keep doing these curves. Just grab the pieces. Grab that piece, hit spacebar, hold Shift, press D, put that into position, and you can stretch it out if you want, make it longer. we go. Now I'm gonna grab this piece, this spacebar, Shift D. There we go. Grab this piece. And that's a cool way of making a little tunnel system, and it's all even. And let me grab these two pieces. Spacebar, hold Shift, press D. Make it go this way. And if we go through it, check that out. Now let's select everything and hit natural. Smooth everything out. Make it nice. Make the textures nice and even because it's going to work out when you're doing your lighting. All right, now let's give it a texture. Let me bump this floor down so you don't see it cutting off. There we go. All right, so let's do the walls. Select those. Actually, select them all. That one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. In fact, let's see if we could combine the pieces. Select one piece. That's this one. Select the next one. Press W on the keyboard with both of them selected. And it might merge the pieces together. There you go. See, now it's all one piece. So select this one. Select that one. Press W. Let's see if it did that one too. No, this one kept it as a separate piece because the verts are going a little different. So most of the time it won't do it. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. But let's see if I can do it to this one. There we go. Did it to that one. Let me see if I could do these. Nope, that piece isn't, but this piece got merged. Select this one and that one. Press W. And no, it's still a separate piece. But let's select everything. Remember, let's put it back to natural because it's changing it up. Select that one. Hit natural. There we go. All right, now we're gonna texture the walls. Let's give it like a brick texture. So select everything. Let's go over to textures. And let's look for a brick texture. Put in brick. Take it off of favorites. And look for a nice brick texture. Make sure it's not a decal or a blend, because that shouldn't be your starting texture. Light detail, let's see that one. All right, cool. This one looks good. Now, as you can see, it's pretty crazy. So we have to select it. And now we have to go to Surface Inspector, go to Natural. There we go. Now the bricks aren't lined up the way I want them to be. So we're going to rotate this. Look at rotate right over here. Hit the up arrow or down, doesn't matter which one. Hit it 2 times and it'll put it in the right position. Hit apply just to be sure. Hit escape and there's your tunnel system. Check that out, man. It's cool. And then you can have it leading into a different area. You can also like select this end piece and hit verts. Grab these verts, hold out, start bringing it down or up. Just move this over so it's a little smoother. And check that out. So now it's actually going down. Now let's say you want to have the ground as a different texture. So let's select all these pieces because we're going to turn these pieces into terrain patches now. That way we can start splitting away parts. So select them all. Go over to patch, go to curve and curve to terrain. Click on that and hit V on the keyboard. Now we have verts to work with. There we go. Now, when I select this piece over here and press V, it's showing me the verts along the wall, on the top. Now, the verts are also going to the end. You're just not seeing them lining up over here. So if you hold Shift and you left click, let's say on the edge over here, it'll select the whole row of verts all the way down to here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to split the bottom parts of the edges of the walls we're gonna split this piece away, this piece down here. So to do that, we have to select the row verts, and we're gonna hold Control and Shift and press X. All right, now it did it. You just don't notice it. And let's do this side over here. Hold Shift, left click, select that row. Hold Control and Shift, press X. Now it actually split it away now. So now if I select this piece, you'll see that it's the wall, and I also have a bottom piece now that I can work with. So let's give the bottom piece a texture. And let's go for dirt. And let's pick out a dirt texture. Yeah, check that out. Now you can also do water going through, you know. Let's say if you would want to do that, select this piece, press V on the keyboard, and select this row now. Control and Shift, press X. All right, hit escape. Select this row, Control and Shift, press X. And I should have split away this piece now. Now we can actually do some blending along with this and, you know, have some water going through. So right now it's a terrain patch. I'm going to copy and paste the same one. Let me go to copy. Whoop, that's save and save as. Here it is, copy right there and go to paste. Now if I right click on it, you can see I have two terrain patches now. So one of them we're going to turn it into a blend. Let's see. Which one? Let's look for something we could blend this up with. So let me look for sand. And now let's look for a decal or a blend texture. That's not too many. Decal right here. So I'm gonna select that one, val. And as you can see, we do have two textures. One's a blend and one's a regular dirt texture. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna use the G vertex tool. Now this is another way of doing blending. Now the way you get this tool is that you press G on the keyboard. There it is. Now this is the G vertex color / alpha editing. So we're gonna bump this all the way down to 0. And we're gonna leave it on. Make sure alpha is checked. And with this tool, it does blending, but you have to select the verts that you want to blend. It's not like pressing Y and getting that other blending tool. This one you actually have to select the verts and then you move the slider up and down and it'll start blending for you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna press V on the keyboard, bring up the verts. Now I'm gonna select this row because that's the row I want either to get blended or not blended. And I'm gonna start moving the slider up and down and check that out. There we go. Now what I should do is leave it on 0, select this row and this row. Well, to select two rows, hold Control and Shift and left click. There you go. Now I'm gonna start doing it from here. And as you can see, it's blending on the sides, but I don't like this texture it's giving us. So we're gonna switch up the texture. Right click it, go to the blend, make sure that one is selected. You can't see it for some reason. All right. All right, let me get out of the G tool. Let me right click it again. All right. Now let's give it another texture. Decal this one. Let me see, is it moved away? Let's delete it. Right click it, select the rock, Control and C, Control and V. It's also a copy and paste. Now if you can see, we have two. Now let's give it a rubble. Let's look for a texture like that. And decal. Yeah, this looks cool. We could do that. All right. There's those rocks. So now we're gonna press G, bring up the tool. Press V on the keyboard, bring up the verts. Select this row, hold shift and left click. And if you want to select another row, hold control and shift and left click. And now we have those two rows. Now we can start moving it. Now, and hit escape. And there we go. Now we have rocks in the center. Now let's put some water in here. So right click it, select the first texture we put, not the blend. There we go. Hold control, press C, hold control, press V. It's the same as copying and pasting it, just like we did up here. All right, now if I right click, I have three textures. Now the the one that's already selected, let's turn that one into a water texture. So let me go over to my favorites because I think I have it under there. I have a good water texture I could use. And here it is, water stream. Click on that. All right. Now let's press V on the keyboard and let's select these verts, those, and those. Whoa, control and shift to select the other row. All right. Let me go from a side view. And we're going to shrink down the grid. And I'm going to move these verts down so I don't have too much water sticking out. Actually, let me leave it right there. It's already hidden. That's fine. Now I'm going to select this row. And I'm going to bring it up. Wow, look at that water coming in. And let's bump it up just a little bit right there. That's cool. All right. Hit escape. And now, right now it doesn't look like water, but select it. And let's go to natural. So it'll give it a nice natural curve. There you go. If anything, make sure it's on curvy. Hit apply. Or else you could go over to set. Let's see how it looks on set. And let's press F8 and let's see how it looks. There we go. And there's our tunnel. Now this water isn't looking all that great, so we're gonna go to natural. There you go. Hit escape. And now you have water running down your tunnel. Of course, you do have to adjust your lighting because it can look way better. Put some lights in here, put some reflection probes, and get the water going all the way down. Just do the same process, and you can have some nice tunnels, man. Now, these are just some cool ways of doing this. I am gonna come out with more videos on how to make curves and how to make like catwalks and other things like that. But mess around with it. It's like that's the best way to learn these tools is that you constantly messing around with them. And you can see what I just did. You could just change it up whichever way you want. And let's say if I put this one to a brick texture, let me get off of favorites, brick. Go to surface inspector. That's your best friend. And check that out, man. Look at that. And let's take a look at it in game. Press F9. I have no active sun, so it can look a lot better if I would have had a sun in here. Let me add one. Go from the top view. Let me go over to my entity browser. Let's put in a sun. Volume. Sun. Hopefully in the future, I am going to be showing you guys how to make your own map, like actually mapping and designing stuff, on which ways I would go about it. It's making these videos, I don't really have time. I haven't had a chance to make any maps or finish off my regular ones. But, that'll come soon. I'm not rushing it. These tools are here for life. All right, let's compile. Wow, look at that. There we go. Look at that tunnel. And it's crazy the amount of things you can do. And let's say if well, let me stop here because this video is pretty long as it is. So if you guys like the video, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.